Alright, so I just want to give a quick preface to this video before I get started. I initially planned on putting an electric water pump system in, but I ended up changing that plan about halfway through the video, which is on like day 2. Basically, I had the water pump off the new engine, and I decided to use that. When I initially put this plan together, I did not have the new engine, but as I discovered, the water pumps fit regardless of the motor, so I decided to try that first just to make sure everything would work with that. So yeah, anyways, this video is kind of a mess, but enjoy anyways. Alright, so as you can see, garage is still a mess. So it's the start of another project. This time's a little different. We're doing sort of like a life support, I guess you could say, of the 3AC motor that's in the Tercel until the 4A is ready to go. 3AC that's in it right now has some overheating problems. It could be the head gasket, but it's basically just constantly had problems with the cooling system. So I thought, what better way? Mind all the noise, it's really windy. We're in the middle of a windstorm for the past few days. So I thought, what better way to just refresh everything? I kind of tried that once, new hoses, some seals, a new water pump and thermostat. As it turns out, the thermostat that I put in was meant for, and I did order for a 1987 Tercel. Turns out 1987, 1988 are overlap years for the second and third gen Tercel. One has the 3EE motor, one has the 3AC. And the thermostat, while it does fit in the older model, it has a higher opening point for temperature, which causes overheating problems on the 3AC. And they're kind of sensitive to it in some regards. The head gaskets have been known to go before even overheating. Now I'm praying, fingers crossed, that my head gasket is fine. I do have a new head gasket and head bolts on the way just in case. So if what I'm about to do doesn't quite work out and it does prove to be the head gasket, well, I can replace it. But we'll do that after the fact. We've got a radiator meant for a Honda D&B series, which has the outlets in roughly the same spot. It's smaller, but a lot more efficient at cooling, so I'm going to be putting that in. I'm going to swap back to the old thermostat. I held on to it, which I'm really happy I did. It's sitting in the car. It's been sitting in the center console with me ever since I did the cooling system refresh about 3.5 months ago. So for today, we're going to get everything disassembled that we need out of the car. So anyways, let's pull the old Tercel in. One thing, mind that belt squeal. It's been doing that since I replaced the water pump. What the issue is the alternator can't seem to just stay in one place, so I have to constantly add tension to it, and it just squeals because it gets loose over time. It's like a daily regimen. When I start it up, I go out, just give the alternator a shove, put tension on it. What it is, there's a bolt that goes in the bracket, and it's broken. So it's just routine. I will fix it, yada yada. Alright, so it's probably been a minute since this car was even last on camera, like visually, but it's quite dirty at the moment. It's seen quite a hard winter this year. It's been amazingly dependable. It's so friggin' dirty though. Part of that is because I took it off-roading recently, and it was a lot of fun. And I am amazed at what this thing is capable of. Alright, so fast forward a bit, the radiator and the fan and the grill are off. And we've got some stuff out of the way. So I'm thinking now I'm just going to take the new radiator out and we're going to do a quick test fit. Okay. So here's our new radiator from DNA Motorsports. It is smaller in some regard to the radiator that was in it, but it is thicker and it is all aluminum, and just from being in the cold I can feel how much heat this thing could probably dissipate. It's quite cold in my hands, and it's not even really that cold in here today. So let's just do a quick test fit. I know I'm gonna have to make tabs to properly mount this, but what I was mainly concerned about was, will this be too long? And if I get it over just a little more, if it sits just about like that, these tabs that are on it almost line up perfectly with the original radiator mounts. They're just slightly off. So I might be able to hack something up to make that work. Now this AC line is kind of close. I don't know if that cap sticks up too much. There's a little view from the front. It is smaller. I'm just worried if this cap is going to stick out too much. Now, one thing is this little pressure valve here, the release valve, whatever you call it. Some people call it different things. Different spot. It would normally stick out there. This tab here I might have to grind off, which is no big deal. And like I was saying before, these two tabs to mount the radiator are almost there. What I can do is probably make something that goes off to where they are on here, or just cut and re-weld those or something. We'll figure it out. But yeah, it sits in there nice and pretty so far. Let's see if the hood will close. Yeah, hopefully this closes. That would be nice. Oh, perfect. Wow, I'm impressed. For a $70 Honda D&B series radiator. Damn, good job, DNA Motorsports. I thought you guys were kind of just ricer parts until now. Much respect. This is the pump that was in it. I honestly can't find anything wrong with it, which is weird, other than it's kind of tight is the one problem. Now, I do have the water pump that came off the 4AFE, and the only difference is how the pulley mounts to it, but I did check, and this one is in excellent condition on the inside. And the spindle and everything and the impeller feels a little bit more free. So, who knows? Maybe we could give this one a shot and see. I might try that before putting the electric water pump in, just to see how it works, because I kind of want to try. just to see if this makes any improvement. I can do some stuff to get the original pulley onto here. So I think we'll do that first. And if it doesn't make any difference, along with the original thermostat, not the replacement one that was meant for a Toyota 3E engine, then we'll just keep the belt-driven one. But if not, then we will go to the electric water pump. So either way, we are going to be using that new radiator and fan, just because I don't know if the radiator I had leaked. It was a really cheap replacement one that was put in right before I bought this Tercel, so I question its quality. It was not a genuine Toyota OEM replacement. It was, he said it himself, it was kind of a cheap one. So we'll try the DNA one, see if it can hold up. I can't see why not. And if I like it, I'll keep it in there. If not, I have the old one. I'm just trying to eliminate any factors that may have been a leak as well, because I had an unknown origin leak that I'm pretty sure is that tube that hooks up to this guy here. Guess we will find out.
The motherfucking world is a ghetto, full of magazines, full clips, and heavy metal when the smoke settles. I'm just looking for a big yellow. It's 6-inch stilettos, Dr. Dre. Hello. Percolating, keep 'em waiting while you sitting there hating. Your bitch is hyperventilating, hoping that we penetrating. You get snating, cause I never been to Satan. But hardcore administrating, gangbang affiliating. MC Winner had you wildin' off a zone and a whole half a gallon. Get the dialing, 911 emergency. You can tell him, it's my son, he's hurting me, and he's a felon. On parole for robbery, ain't no cop in the plea. Ain't no stopping the G. I'm in the 6, you got to hop in the 3. Company monopoly, you handle shit sloppily. I drop a key properly.